Hi, and welcome to the Classical Guru. My opinion's the only one that matters, and I have atonement. I have to make corrections. I knew this was coming, so I thought I would dress appropriately. What do you think? I was momentarily interrupted. I knew this was coming because, first off, as I warned you when I did the Die Todesstadt thing, I was flying off the top of my head. Should not have done that. Will not make that mistake again. And I invoked the name of the great and sainted Elaine, who I adore dearly. And so I knew I was going to get an email, and I got one. So, hey. So, all right, first off, Marietta was not an opera singer. She was a dancer, and I do remember that. But I also remember that in the second act, they act out this scene from the Meyerbeer. It was not Donizetti or Bellini. It was Meyerbeer opera. And that's what ticked off Paul. It drove him nuts that they were mocking resurrection, because keep in mind, he's holding on to that idea of resurrection for Marie and Marietta being Marie, and he doesn't sort that out very well. He's a little nuts, but remember that it's Vienna. Remember what I told you about Sigmund Freud was all the rage, so everybody was nuts. It was fun to be nuts then. Kind of like now. I don't want to get political. I'll shut up. All right, moving on. And I left out the idea of the two most famous arias, but the first one is Marietta's Lied, and it starts out as an aria, and then it sort of evolves into a sort of a duet, and it's arguably the most famous aria, tied with the baritones, Perrault's Lied, and it's in Act 2, and it is one of the most gorgeous pieces of music that's ever been written, and it should have been written for a tenor. Explain to me why all the beautiful music is not written for a tenor. I'm kidding. I swear I'm kidding. And yes, I have on a cap underneath here because it held the thing up where I needed it. So whatever. Anyway, okay, I've got the gags over. You got it. So, and then the other thing that I didn't exactly delve into, the sound you hear is my cat in the background. And I did warn you guys in the first video that they would make appearances. I would not be able to help it. And from the moment that you see them, they'll stick their face or their butthole in front of the camera. I'll do my best to edit it out. That's all I can tell you. Anyway, then I made a mistake in telling the story. I was not clear that the maid and Brigitte are the same person. So they are. And then what else did she say? I have a list. I knew she was going to do this. I adore this woman. You just don't know. And she's already promised me that she will be on here. We're going to do a Zoom thing, and we're going to get to interview her about a couple of things. One is about the history of opera and the future of opera. And I will warn you, when you hear from her about the future of opera, the first time I heard her do it, it made me mad as hell. At her. But she's right, and we have to be smarter than we are being. But that's part of what this is about. So, anyway. And so as long as we're talking and there's an open dialogue, that means somebody's talking about opera, and it may have a chance to survive. So, what else? Oh, and then Elaine's original, as you know, I'm the artistic director for the Southern Opera Theater Company, and I got that name from Elaine's original company, the Summer Opera Theater Company, and they did it twice. Absolutely unheard of. Later, you see it. As a matter of fact, I have heard rumors that it's about to come up again at the Met. I would be shocked if they had the guts to do it, but it's a brilliant show, and the music is absolutely gorgeous. I hope you went to the last video and listened to that opera. I picked the best one for you to listen to. Leinsdorf conducting. Rene Colo. That's what you should hear. And it's a beautiful production. But anyway. Then, but Summer Opera Theater did it twice, and I was in their last production, and it was wonderful. I try not to talk much about me because my days in singing are over. So I'm much more concerned with where we're going. Now, I'll tell you about the history of opera and how it evolved, but I'm more concerned with where we're going. I want to talk about the new folks that are coming up and what we can do to make sure this art form survives. So, I told you this was going to happen. So, to that means, this is Hoffman. He got his name from The Tales of Hoffman. And we're going to talk about that show soon. But this is Hoffman. And I better do it this way. Hi, yes, you're gorgeous, aren't you? Yes, you are. I know. He's a sweet boy. But he is, he's a star. I have a house full of divas. I don't know where they got that, but okay. Anyway, so that's kind of where we are. And the only thing else that Elaine, and I hope we get to do this, she has a very distinct opinion about the end of Die Todesstadt. And I agree with her, but I see so many other ways it can be done. And I love all of them dramatically, but I absolutely agree with her about I'm going to let her tell you that herself. But she's agreed to come on here, so I'm looking forward to that. We will set that up, I hope, very soon. And she has a fabulous charity called Partners for the Arts. You should absolutely go check them out. It's just a wonderful organization, so take a look. I think I covered all of the mistakes. Yeah, she said I could stick with my various interpretations about the end, but anyway, we'll talk about that with her. I was not clear about Brigitte, and then I did the Meyerbeer it's Meyerbeer, not Bellini, which is Meyerbeer is an important composer, and we need to talk about him soon, and we will. He was sort of the maestro, if you will, of grand opera. Everything's not grand opera. Sometimes it's comic, sometimes it's buffo. There's all sorts of ways to deal with that, with labeling it. But and then we will get to one of my favorite 20th century operas, which is Grand Opera Buffo. And that's John Corigliano's Ghost of Versailles. And we'll talk about his partner's operas, his operas, Lysistrata and Little Women. Fabulous works. So anyway, there's lots of reasons to be excited about opera. There's lots of reasons to be concerned and things we have to address. And so that's part of what we're here for. We're also going to have some fun. We're going to have some other people on, and we're going to recast classic television shows. We're going to do a lot of fun things. We're going to talk about bourbon. I just got some new bourbon in. Very excited about that. It was a gift, and it was much appreciated. I'm in the right costume for this. So anyway, all right. That's what. Oh, and I needed to tell you this. The music that you heard as we opened was Remember Not, O Lord God, and it's by Thomas Tallis. So please, Elaine, forgive my sins. I'm the classic guru, and my opinion's the only one that matters unless you're dealing with Elaine and she outranks me. Love y'all. Bye.